Hey, what is up everybody? Zero Fats here coming at you on behalf of blendingforyourhealth.com. Welcome to NutriBullet time. The prodigal son returns. It has been a while since I recorded a video. And you know, I apologize to you all about that. My goal is to make sure I record one video a week for you. But you know, what can I say, man? I've been doing some soul searching. I've been trying to figure out like where I fit into like the health community or whatever. I mean, because I don't want to really, at this point in my life, man, I don't really want to do videos on smoothies and stuff unless, man, I'm really trying to be healthy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to like record a video about a smoothie for you guys about how to lose weight or how to, get more energy, and then I turn around and go eat like a hamburger or something that I know is unhealthy and not really good for me. So for me to be congruent with that healthy lifestyle, man, I needed to just like take a step back and figure out how I wanted to approach it. I needed to strategize it a little bit. And kind of like where I'm at with it right now, I'll just tell you where my head is with it right now is, I love NutriBullet time and I love doing smoothies, man. But I know that I have information here and there about some of the things that I've been finding that the world needs to know about, and I want, if I can introduce it to you guys, like if there's 5, 6, 8, 9,000 subscribers, whatever, on this channel, that I can introduce this knowledge to that wouldn't otherwise know that, then I think that I should do that. So I think what it boils down to is, even though my channel is called NutriBullet Time, and the goal was to have only things about the NutriBullet on this channel, right now I'm exploring the idea of also talking about other things on this channel, things related to health. And I'm going to talk about one of them to you right now. This is Nature's Harvest Crunchy Dried Okra, right? Crunchy dried okra. I picked this up the other day in the deli, in the produce section. It's crunchy dried okra, man. I thought, hey, man, this should be pretty healthy. This is dried veggies, cool. Picked it up because I didn't want to eat potato chips. Hey, man, potato chips are bad for you. What if I could get some crunchy dried okra instead? That'd be better for me, right? You look back here on the ingredients, and it says okra, canola oil, tapioca, dextrin, and salt, right? And like after the canola oil, it says with TBHQ as a preservative. With TBHQ as a preservative. Okay, so I'm thinking in my mind, and I was eating these on the way home, and I was like, man, these are good, man. I have to remember these. They're tasty. They're tasty, and they're really not that cheap. It's like $5 for a little thing of that. Like $5. So it's not like they're cheap or anything. Cheap, under the guise of being healthy, pretty tasty, So I go home and I look up this TBHQ, and let me explain to you guys what I found. I'll read it to you. TBHQ is used in many foods, ranging from crackers to crisps to fast foods. It is also found in certain brands of pet foods, as well as in cosmetic and baby skincare products, varnish, lacquers, and resins. It is used in the stabilization process of explosive compounds. The risks and side effects of this preservative product far outweigh the benefits of it being used as a highly unsafe preservative ingredient. Tartaria butahydroquinone, or TBHQ as it is more commonly referred to as, is in fact a chemical preservative, which is a form of butane. You see what I'm saying? It's like lighter fluid. They're using lighter fluid to preserve your food. You know what I'm saying? They're using lighter fluid to preserve your food, man. Alright? You know what I'm saying? This is the world we're living in. Alright? It is used in foodstuffs to delay the onset of rancidness and greatly extends the storage life of foods. It's no wonder that certain fast foods and convenience foods seem to last a lifetime on the shelf these days. The FDA allows amounts of up to 0.02% of the total oils in foods to be TBHQ. This may not sound like a lot, But it does tend to make one wonder why there needs to be a limit on the amount if it is apparently a harmless additive. Mind you, anything which derives its origins from butane could hardly be classified as safe, no matter how small the dose. I just want to make a point right here, alright? 0.02% of this is okay, alright? The FDA deems that to be a safe amount. But how many foods a day are you eating with this in it? It's used in crackers, the crisps, to fast foods. How much TBHQ are you really consuming in a day? What if you're getting 0.02 from this, and then you're getting 0.02 from your hamburger, and then you're getting 0.02 from your french fries, and then you're getting 0.02 from your crackers? I mean, how much are you really consuming throughout the day? And that goes for all these preservatives, man. They got limits for each food of what's an acceptable amount. But they're not compounding all these limits together. We're eating all this food, and all this food has this shit in it. So you tell me, how much are you truly getting, man? How safe is it now? Because you're not just eating the crunchy dried okra. You're eating the crunchy dried okra and the this and the that and the other, and half of that stuff has the same chemical preservative in it. You tell me. Consuming high doses between 1 and 4 grams of TBHQ can cause nausea, delirium, collapse, tinnitus, that's ringing in the ears, anybody have that, tinnitus, and vomiting. There are also suggestions that it may lead to hyperactivity in children as well as asthma, rhinitis, and dermatitis. It may also further aggravate ADHD symptoms and cause restlessness. Long-term high doses of TBHQ in laboratory animals have shown a tendency for them to develop cancerous precursors in their stomachs, as well as cause DNA damage to them. It is also suggested that it may be responsible for affecting estrogen levels in women. So what it boils down to is this simple dried okra has a preservative in it that is not safe for you to eat. Alright? It's soaked in it. It's soaked in it to preserve it so that it can sit on a shelf longer and cost them less money. Right? Cost them less money because it doesn't go bad as fast. And they see that as an acceptable risk. Right? Cost us less money so we can set this on the shelf for longer so it doesn't go bad as fast. And the FDA gave us an acceptable amount to use, even though it's poison. It's poison, but as long as we have a small amount, not a big deal. And it's acceptable. It's an acceptable risk. It's not going to hurt people in small amounts. The problem is, Nature's Harvest is using this acceptable amount on all their crap. Right? How much are you eating a day? You're not just eating the fried okra, you're eating this and that and the other and the other. So how much are you really getting a day? That's the question. And that's just one thing. TBHQ, that's one preservative. I can probably go down the list on different preservatives like that. Well, here's my thing, okay? And this is kind of a flip to that. Now I understand, because I've been through it, I understand, and this is something, it's probably another video, but I'll just mention it here. It doesn't matter what I bring up. If I bring up blueberries, if I bring up bananas, if I bring up, chocolate milk, anything I bring up, I can look up the negatives of that thing on the internet. I can say, are blueberries bad for you? Is kale bad for you? Are apples bad for you? I could put, is anything bad for you on the internet, and I could find 2 arguments. I could find the argument why this thing is bad for you because of this, this, and this, and I can find the argument why this thing is good for you, this, this, and this. Now I want you guys to know, man, that kind of duality on every single food out there is very strange. it's very strange that every single kind of food that I type in on the internet has a duality to it. There's a half saying that this is bad for you and these are the harmful effects. And there's a half saying this is perfectly good for you, eat as much of it as you can. There's a duality to every food out there. Now something doesn't sit right with me with that. Something doesn't make sense to that duality. And whenever, man, I see something that doesn't make sense, I know from past experience, somebody's lying. Something's not right. Something's not jiving. Now, if you read Dr. Campbell's book, The China Study, you're going to figure out why there's so much duality in information with all these foods out there, you know? Because there's junk science that's being put out there, you know, just kind of garbage science. And then there's real science being put out there. But it's being buried. It's being buried, you know. I mean, I can go on and on and on, man. I can just go on and on and on. So it's hard for a normal person like me and like most of you, it's hard for us to figure out what's the right thing to eat, man, because every single thing that I look at has a negative to it. Like, basically, this is where I'm headed. Most processed foods at the store have a negative to them. Most of them do. I haven't found many that don't yet, honestly. I don't care if it's almond milk. I don't care if it's, you know, rice. You know, I don't care if it's cereal. I don't care if it's, you know, granola bars. I don't care what it is. I can find a negative on it. Some kind of ingredient that they've used to process it that is really unhealthy for you. But the FDA has allowed acceptable amounts. It's crazy. And then, like, if I start looking at natural foods, like just the simple banana or kale, I will be able to find and dig up dirt on those natural foods saying, hey man, if you eat too much of this, it's bad for you. You know? 'Cause I don't know if that's true or not, man. I really don't. I tend to believe that might be bullcrap. I mean, I understand if I eat too much of anything, that might not be good for me. If all I eat is kale all day long, maybe that's not good for me because I'm being deficient in some of my nutrients I should be getting from other things. But I don't really know if I believe that just kale is bad for me, you know? It has a lot of benefits. I don't know if I believe eat kale and spinach and healthy veggies and fruits, if that's really bad for me. I'm not sure about that, you know? But I'll be able to find contradictory information on it, you know? Information to why it's really healthy for you, eat as much as you can. Information on why it's really bad for you, don't eat any of it, or eat very little of it, you know? It's really confusing for the average American out there, or the average person out there to make healthy, conscious decisions. And like, especially when you don't get any help from your doctor, they won't help you. Or when nutritionists all disagree on different things. I mean, you really basically got to become the scientist yourself and do your own research. And then what makes it even harder than that is you have to choose which research you believe, because the research will contradict each other. There's a duality to the research. So it's very, very frustrating. It's frustrating for me. I'm sure it's frustrating for any of you out there who have been trying to research it and figure it out for yourselves. Here's one thing I can tell you for sure. TBHQ is not good for you. So if you find foods out there that say they're using TBHQ as a preservative, rest assured, it's not good for you. The more of it you consume, the worse off you are. It's poison. It's butane. It's a form of lighter fluid. They use it to keep the food from going bad. It's amazing. Anyways, that's it for me. I hope this video has been helpful to you guys. I know I didn't have a smoothie this week. I did pick up some ginger, and I do got some smoothies planned for you guys, honestly. I really do. I got some smoothies in the pipeline that top secret, dude. I don't want to reveal anything, man. I got some really crazy, amazing smoothies planned I want to show you guys. But, you know, I think I'm going to be mixing in some of these other videos too, where we just talk about just food and stuff like that. Blendingforyourhealth.com, man, it's in this state right now where I need to kind of reformat. Once I decided to make it a free site, like, it really needs to be reformatted, and it needs to be in a different way. I want to use a different theme, and I want to kind of change some things on the site. to make it just more of like an open kind of site, you know. So when I get time, I'm going to get into that. So Blending for Your Health is definitely not dead. I haven't updated it in a little while, but it's definitely in my pipeline of things to get done, and we'll definitely be back and at 'em. Also, I got a couple of books that'll be going on Blending for Your Health. I don't want to say too much about them, but yeah, I got a couple books planned, and I think Blending for Your Health is going to be pretty cool, especially the latter part of 2015. That'll be like, I think, when Blending for Your Health really starts to get fired up again. Yeah, man, stay tuned. 2015 is going to be awesome. NutriBullet time is alive and kicking. But you know, man, I just had to take some time off, man, to figure out what I wanted to do about health and stuff. You know, I don't know, man. The health industry is crazy. I mean, I know a lot of you guys might have already known that, but you know, me personally, I had no idea how just, you know, the extent of it. I had no idea the extent of how much just like unethical activity was going on in the health food industry. I mean, pretty much everything that you buy that is not like a fresh fruit or vegetable has some degree of poison in it. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. I mean, I haven't found anything to indicate otherwise. And then your fresh fruits and vegetables, if they're not organic, they have been produced with poison as well. They have produced with pesticides and poison as well. I don't know. I'll talk more about it in the future. This video is getting way too long. I hope this video finds you all well out there. I wish you all the best. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, everybody.